We are all very excited when Tim's tiles and brackets come to our country. At first, they good business, sell good prices on tiles and brackets. They became big corporation. But it wasn't long before they overthrew government and became new government. At first, we were excited, but then they introduced prima nocta in the village. But the good news is they had good middle-class tax breaks and good farm subsidies, so not too evil, eh? Not too evil. We started to realize government was not on our side when they made us build giant monument to Tim, as Tim became known as God King Tim. At that point, we realized maybe the government is not on our side, and maybe we should vote him out next time, eh? Maybe we should vote him out. Welcome to the Three Nerd Migos. My name is Chris.
My name is Jamie.
And I'm Michael.
And that was the harrowing story of the power of Tim's tiles and brackets from a country I don't...
Something a stand?
I was going to say Latvia, but I don't know if that's it. No.
Well...
Latvia. Remember, taking over a small country is never a good idea.
No.
Sure, giving them people middle-class tax breaks and farm subsidies sounds great, but, whatever.
Do you know this from experience, Chris? Or previous experience?
For those playing at home, the whole Tim's Tiles and Brackets thing came from a shop in North Richmond where we were just walking past and there was a tiles shop, and then Chris being Chris just started randomly spurting out Tim's Tiles and Brackets for some strange reason.
Yes. And then we were all spurting out Tim's, and then it just became a thing.
It became a
But
thing.
from my understanding, the store is actually closing down.
Now the store is closing down. It's not called Tim's Tiles and Brackets. It's called Tiles whatever.
Tiles.
But they have brackets.
We have named it Tim's. They don't sell brackets.
I mean,
there's brackets on the door.
Yeah. but that is, to think how crazy that is in that little town of North Richmond is that used to be a Video Easy store.
Yeah,
yes. A Video
We used to go there all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
awesome.
Do you remember video stores?
Yes.
It was the highlight.
I remember awesome. Michael racking up late fees and doing the rounds of the Hawkesbury.
Michael, can you please explain this late fee trick you had?
Oh, the late fee cycle, as I like to call it.
Yes.
Well, see, I had a habit of watching movies and hiring out DVDs and stuff.
Porn, let's be clear. It was porn.
So I would hire out these movies and stuff, and then I would sort of kind of forget about it. So it would kind of sit there under my TV, and then under my TV became under the table, and then under the table became, I don't know, in some place far away. And so then I'd rack up like $400 late fees, and then I'd go to the next one and go, oh yeah, no, totally, I'll totally pay my late fees and stuff. And so I'd just start hiring out again, and I was quite lucky. I actually got off light with the whole downfall of the video rental.
Yeah, you got away with thousands of dollars of late fees.
So what you're saying is you predicted
I did.
they would all shut down, and you wouldn't have to pay.
So I lived hard. I wouldn't pay my late fees.
I'll tell you something really funny. Not really funny, just the thing. I finished Final Fantasy VII on a rental copy.
Oh, that's
an achievement.
That is legit.
It meant a lot of renting the same game. To the point where, had I saved up, I probably could have bought a copy.
Or bought a copy. So the amount of hours you put in versus renting it.
How many gaps? Did between renting, was it a couple of days, or did you just walk in, hand it back, wait for them to put it back on the shelf?
No, I would actually walk in and go, put it down and go, I would like to rehire this, please. And sometimes they said, actually, no, there's someone who's actually wanting to hire this. Right, so I'll put your name down, so then you'll name reserve. I was like, cool, no problem. But sometimes they're like, no one's want to hire it. No, cool, no worries. And then here's $7, please, and I hand the $7.
$7.
But again, had I waited a few weeks, I would have had enough again to not have to rent out a 90-hour game.
Yes, that's true.
Oh,
that's true.
But you know, back then, I think on the PS1 time, I had like 4 games I owned because essentially I was, you know,
I think times were different. Times were different.
I had like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, obviously.
Of course, everyone. Yeah,
Final Fantasy VIII I got, and then I think like NHL Hockey, which came with the PlayStation. I got for some
Yeah, I
reason.
remember that.
Yeah,
Was that the one where you could punch? Like,
yeah, you just go to mad fist fights, and then I can't remember the other one. I believe it was like Tekken, obviously.
Tekken, yes.
Then Tekken 3, then I got all the Tekkens as I got richer. I started doing, I can buy a game. I can afford to just go down and buy a game. I mean, I just think before JB Hi-Fi came to Australia, PlayStation 3 games were $120 to buy.
Oh yeah!
Wow, yeah, I remember that.
And then like EB Games is like going, where else are you gonna buy it?
Yeah, where else are you gonna go?
It's gonna be $120 forever. And then JB Hi-Fi came like $70. We're like, what the shit?
And then Big W.
Big W. And then that EB Games going, fine, $99. Like that is still more than every single other store in the universe.
Do you remember when do you remember back in the day of like Harvey Norman and all that? Do you remember when they would put out like the display console?
Yeah.
I remember because I was this poor school kid. I got like $3.
I think everyone was a poor school kid.
No one had a good stock portfolio.
That's true. Yeah. Well, not most. But yeah, so like I would go down to those shops every weekend and just play the games on the store consoles. Like, I don't know if anyone else did that, but man,
no, I remember
hours playing like Yoshi and Mario and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard stories of people just go down and just like playing a game like all day, just like
yeah.
But is that when they started to like you got to pay $5 for so many?
No.
I remember a few
stores caught on, and when give us some
yeah.
money, then you can play. But other stores like, okay.
That was a bit before me, I think. Because I used to do it, and they used to just let you play. I used to play Crazy Taxi and all that sort of stuff.
Probably location.
Yeah. I was in Coffs Harbour at the time.
Not to pick on EB Games because in some places they are the best place to buy a video game because again,
sometimes they're the only place to buy.
Exactly, because they are the only place. But they're insistent on wanting for you to pre-order things that don't exist is a bit much.
Way before. I mean, I pre-ordered new Spider-Man, but I knew that was coming.
But I mean, the crazy thing is, why pre-order something is my question with video games. It's not like there's a finite number of video games. It's not like, they're only making 6 of these in the history of the universe.
Here's the thing about that I see.
Yeah.
It's because you can pay as much as you want before it comes out. So then when the time comes when it's out, you only have to pay like $10 or $20 or whatever.
That's what I thought.
And I think that way it feels better.
So you're saying it's based on feelings that you pre-order these things, not actually like
or just it'll make it feel like you haven't spent a lot of money.
Sure.
Because you paid it so long ago.
But it depends too. Like if you want an Ultra God edition of a game.
Oh look, sometimes the worst thing is when EB Games gets exclusive, where they're going, here's all this DLC that you can only get because screw you have to pre-order through us. And I'm like, I hate you guys so much.
With Horizon Zero Dawn, how you could pre-order the bundles and stuff, and then I just went and bought the statues and stuff on eBay.
Anyway, now you do own all the statues. And I mean, it's really funny. Like that's the best statues I've seen. But then also there was the Witcher 3 special edition statue. Like it is terrible. It is.
Really?
But then most of the Sony ones they get like because they know it's special. They actually do get someone like a decent company to model and sculpt. But some of the other companies just throw together absolute shit. And you look at
it's just some bogan in the back shop going all right.
And you look at it and you go, that is not worth the quality of what the actual the cost is. For
Assassin's Creed ones are pretty cool.
Oh look, Ubisoft has done a fairly good job. I mean, and even with their 1-to-1 scale replica weapons, they do a pretty good job of. I really wanted the Leviathan X from God of War, but that sold so quickly. Like,
now check eBay.
That 1-to-1 scale axe was I was like, oh man. So screw you, EB Games, for having good things sometimes.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, oh, Comic-Con, I should buff up and I could go as...
Oh, you should.
Go
Oh,
as buffed up.
Kratos, yeah.
please.
But I'd have to
Yes.
learn to talk like
Talk
this.
like this, boy.
I was down,
And you get like the
we were on
red.
holidays,
And we'll paint you
family
white.
holidays down the south
Yes.
coast.
Yep.
I took my nephew to the
He could pull
to
it
the,
off.
to the-
He could pull it
there's a
off.
geek shop
Yep.
down there somewhere, and we're just walking the whole time. We'll go to the geek shop and like, look both ways before you cross the street, boy. Watch out for that car, boy.
I mean,
I can't get that deep.
the sad thing is, I feel sorry in a lot of ways for Santa Monica Studios that made that game because nothing they do
It's gonna top
is going to top that. They're just sitting there, but they were probably like Corey, what's his face? He's probably sitting there going, "Crap." Like,
Where do we go?
yeah, I mean, it's again, but then also I feel sorry for Spider-Man because that's like the next big PS4 exclusive coming after God of War. Actually, no, there's a few
but
other games.
It's
There's a few other games.
different though.
It's different enough, and I am looking forward to
Different
this
target
to the Spider-Man. And people say, "Oh, it looks too much like Arkham Knight or Batman." I was like, going, "Yeah, but that's cool. I
that's a
I
good
want
thing.
to play those sorts of games as Spider-Man because I
in
like
an
Spider-Man.
open
Yeah.
world that is massive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
like
that's right.
Spider-Man more than Batman.
I know New York City so well from all these Spider-Man games now.
I don't think you do.
Actually, I'd like to
No,
test that
there-
theory. I'd
there's-
like to see Jamie at New York
there's-
and then like
Well, there's
navigate with the
key
game.
spots that you just get familiar with.
Is it actually based on New York, or is it based on the movie version of New York? That's
That's the question.
again.
I reckon
don't know.
all this Hyde Park's the same.
You mean Central Park?
So that's the one I meant.
Because Hyde Park is in
England.
Sydney.
Yeah, I know.
And also in England, is it?
Yes,
That was a
Hyde Park.
test.
That was a test, yes.
Yes.
Well, we actually have a few topics we're going to talk about. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Segue.
Let's swing into the next topic.
Absolutely. Jamie, do you want to talk about what we're talking about?
Talking about what are we talking about?
talk about the topic.
Well, technically, we've just swung in. We're still in Spider-Man zone.
still
So
in
do you want to
Spider-Man.
talk about Venom?
Let's talk about Venom.
And
segue.
the announcement that they may be PGing it.
Oh no!
So again, it's a rumor at the moment, obviously, but it's from a fairly reputable. Like
Yeah.
you look at all these.
And you kind of get why they would
Look,
do
when you look at these rumors online, you always have to see the sources. You try to like the trades, and certain like companies have like.
So what you're saying, this didn't come from Wiki?
No, like there's certain writers and certain journalists who actually have good connections. So
Yep.
you go look at them. Okay, yeah, you obviously have talked to someone, and a lot of people say like studios often put these things out as just like a feeler to see would you like it PG. And
Yeah,
then they want to see
that's
then they
true.
want to see the reaction.
Yeah.
And so far the reaction has been no, not really.
Yeah, no.
I don't want it PG.
No.
But
There's ways they could, keep it R-rated or MA-rated, which is M for Australia because we're not pansies. We can handle impalement.
I mean, look at Deadpool. Deadpool's R. I mean, there's a trend
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
There's a
but
new
Dead-
trend.
Deadpool wasn't that violent.
Really?
It kind of was, but the humor
I
softened it.
I didn't find Deadpool
Dude.
that violent. Is it because I'm desensitized to violence?
Probably.
I think
Yeah.
it is because
Because I found Deadpool no more violent than say 300.
Yeah, but they're the same kind, and they're both MA movies.
No, but I thought Deadpool was I know.
Deadpool's MA.
Oh,
300's
Deadpool's
MA.
MA. Okay, yep.
They're both MA. It's just
Okay,
in
yeah.
America there are.
Oh, that's
because,
right. Yeah,
because
they have a weird rating system.
Yes.
It's just, But I did not find Deadpool's.
I always
specifically
find-
violent.
Heroes?
I always find humor lessens the impact of violence.
No. So if I was to come to you at night in the street and then mug you, as I'm punching you and taking your stuff, you want me to throw out some jokes?
Actually, yeah, no.
Would you feel better about like, as I'm like pounding your face in, going, "Give me your wallet"? Oh boy, have you heard the one about the chicken?
Yeah, but the chicken one's not funny. The whole I don't even know why did the chicken cross the road? I can't imagine it ever being funny. Do you think it's because it's been said so many times?
I think it's because it's been said.
I think it's been said so many times
that it's just
that it's just become
not-
funny. Like
It's unfunny. So does that mean in another 10 years it'll start being funny again? Because this
like an ebb and flow.
Yeah.
It's a very good question. I've never really pondered the origin. I think actually, to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to even bother looking this up because Michael is, obviously, because he wants to find out. I always just assumed that was how you taught someone who doesn't know what a joke is, like the structure.
Oh, so it's like smoke
joke.
on the water.
Yeah, the first.
When you learn guitar,
it's like going. You say a question. They don't know the answer. You tell them the answer, and then the answer's ideally meant to be funny. It's like a structure joke. It's like this is how a joke structure works. Mm-hmm. That's probably wrong. There's probably some like, knowing history, there's probably some super racist meaning behind it, and some horrendous war crime or super dark reason. But to me, I always just thought it was like the learner joke, the first joke.
Yeah.
The first joke. Anyway, but look, everyone's pointing out that they probably want Venom as a PG-13 or
because they want to kind of segue it into the
MCU.
Which I'm okay with.
Because essentially, if Tom Hardy is a good Venom and there's a likable character, I would
love to see him with Tom Holland
as an MCU kind of
Tom.
Well, I mean that's the thing. Yeah. That'd be a good film.
Yeah.
It's so weird though that we have with the Fox going to Disney, all the Disney properties are under the one stable except for Spider-Man, and all his villains are still sort of like shared with Sony in this weird custody battle, which is
it's shared custody.
It's not. It's not good though. It's not.
I can see it being restricting.
Like. A Spider-Man without Venom is just, to me, not...
So I think it has to happen, and I reckon they're going to push for it. Because I reckon finally we have a Venom that's flipping awesome.
Oh yeah, it's a cool looking...
And there's ways to do it because, multiverses and... Because, Spider-Man has the whole multiverse and the whole... What they call it, the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, yeah.
So there's ways to bring it together.
I would actually just like to see them do the Mutant Spider storyline in...
You're obsessed with...
in the MCU. I have been
obsessed with
pushing this. It is one of the best storylines in the entire
2
Spider-Man.
episodes. It's like 2 episodes.
In the cartoon, yes. Yeah. But they were amazing 2 episodes.
So for those playing at home, what's the Mutant Spider?
So basically, that his powers were the first iteration of the actual ability. So then he started actually growing 6 arms, and then he was like, "Oh, cool! I've got 6 arms. That's weird." But then he whatever, and then he turns into a giant spider.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And then he has to go. I think. Oh, who is it? Vulture.
Oh, Craven hunted him.
Craven. No. But he had to. Someone had to help him get.
Yeah. So then they put him into a gene splicer, and they took out the spider DNA, but left his powers for some unknown reason. I don't know why you do that, but anyway, that's a whole separate.
Yeah, no, but I do agree. That's pretty cool arc, and I'm waiting for Craven to be in a movie. I want to see Craven. I know they're doing Mysterio next.
Yeah, but then obviously, they're doing.
And they'll so bring in.
But they're doing
Doctor
Black.
Strange.
Yeah, but they're doing. I love that. But then Sony's doing Black Cat, which is I thought was an interesting choice of first of their movies. So they're doing Venom now, and then apparently next in the quote unquote Sonyverse, which is Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man, which again to me is nothing. Is they want to do Black Cat?
I can see that working, as long as they don't, get the director of Catwoman to.
That would.
Catwoman.
That's not a film. That was a.
It was a
cosmetics ad.
A cosmetic ad. Instantly had one of my favorite. A really good actor in it. What's his name?
I forget. I've forgotten that movie.
Had that guy in it.
I've blank.
The actor guy.
The actor guy.
The guy with the face.
Yeah, that one. The guy with the face.
And some skin in it all came together to make a face.
Yeah, that guy. Well, anyway, it had a guy in it I thought was a fairly decent actor. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But anyway, sucky movie. Michael, you've been quiet on this whole Venom thing. Your thoughts?
Thoughts? Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I would like to see a confrontation between Spider-Man and Venom, though. That would be really cool. I definitely do want that. But it's just the whole PG thing. I'm like, he needs to be violent. That's the whole point of Venom is that he's a
nut job.
He's a nut job, yeah. And then hopefully that can also lead into carnage.
I reckon. Okay, this is my pitch. Tell me what you think of this. Keith, Venom, MA, R-rated, whatever. Then you bring him into the MCU. Deadpool can come along and say, "All right, Venom, this is PG to M, all right?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
So you behave yourself. Something like that. That'd be
That would be pretty cool.
Look,
It's hard.
it's hard
Because they've already filmed it.
That's a crazy thing. They've got it like in the can already, or like they've filmed.
See, that's the thing that sucks because it's been already filmed. So if they want to make it PG, they have to slice stuff.
What was the last movie that did this and ended up being really bad?
King Arthur.
King Arthur.
That's right. They filmed it as a hardcore violent film, and then they chopped it into like a Pirates of the Caribbean style fantasy because they thought that was the big thing at the time, which it was. Yeah. And then when you go back and watch the director's cut, it's amazing. It's like it's the proper movie, and you're like going, yes, I can see what this director was trying to give us.
The only one we watch.
I know that. If you're watching that movie, then also the same way, if you're watching Kingdom of Heaven, you don't watch the theatrical release of Kingdom of Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
You watch the two parts with the intermission.
Yes, that's the only version. I haven't actually seen the theatrical version.
No, you watch the two parts, intermission version.
Things make sense.
One of my favorite films, literally Ridley Scott,
awesome.
One of my favorite films.
The long movies.
Oh, it's a long movie. But again, if he was to then release, say, oh look, I've got 20 more minutes of footage of this one and release a new version, I'll go see that because I like that movie so much. I really do. People thought like Orlando Bloom was a weird character and he was like not strong enough to be a leading actor. I was like, shut up, it's fine. Like he plays the part well.
Yeah, he does.
And Eva Green, amazing character in that. He does. It's one of those pseudo history where it's like going. It's got it's the time frame of the event.
It's Ridley Scott history.
It's the event,
Gladiator.
and then like new characters placed in to sort of coincide with the event, which I think it's cool because he's the son of like Godfrey, who in the actual history was the one who actually conquered Jerusalem in the first place. He was the one who sort of found their way into the city and stuff.
Yes.
So then again, Liam Neeson knighting someone.
Yeah.
Come on, like,
Put him in anything.
I put Liam.
It's like wasn't even in the script. Like,
He just turned up one day and he's like, "I'd like to be in this movie.
I'd like to be in this movie."
That was a really good impression.
That was a really good.
What's that great meme? It's like he trained Batman. He trained. He was a Jedi Master.
Yeah, he trained Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Why the hell would you try and kidnap his kids?
He's a god in two religions. So he gets all those cool roles, and Sean Bean gets killed every movie he does.
Yes. I think last time I checked, it would have been about 5 years ago. He died in 26 films that he'd done.
He dies a lot.
Damn.
Like he dies.
And apparently he was doing some new series, or he's about to do some new series, and the creators came out and said, "We promise you, he doesn't die in this one."
Wow! Okay,
Spoiler alert.
Sean Bean dies in everything.
But it was like some ordinary TV. It wasn't like Game of Thrones, or
it wasn't like some big whatever.
I mean, again, I still find that's the funniest interview he's ever done about Game of Thrones. When like they're like, "Oh, it's a huge production." They asked him like, "Oh, how do you feel about signing with this massive thing that's going to take up your life?" And he was there going, can't say anything because
I'm already dead.
But I mean, here's the thing: when he got killed in the show of Game of Thrones, everyone was shocked who didn't know the books. They're like going, "Oh my god, they killed off the main character!" I was like, "But it's Sean Bean. You should have realized he was going to die."
I remember that. That's one thing because I only watched the first couple of seasons, but that scene, like the tension in it, and he's going to get beheaded, and you see people in the crowd, and like, oh, they're going to get saved. Oh, no, he's not.
Because a typical Hollywood movie moment would be
at that
like,
stage,
it's all go down like, wait, and then like something would happen, or like.
But I love what I loved about the scene is the fact that they were giving you hope through it. You were seeing people moving in the crowd, shady figures. Yeah. And they're like, oh.
Because that's the thing. Because when that show came out, at that time, it wasn't a very common thing for main characters to die in TV shows. It was whenever a main character did die in a TV show, it was an end of the season huge deal.
That's what Walking Dead
deal. And then was it Walking Dead guys watching Game of Thrones? Oh, we can kill off main characters. Sick.
All right, here we go.
Walking Dead's more strategic. Like they build you up to near misses all the time, near misses, and then they kill them.
Game of Thrones, as I've said before to everyone, is not a complex story. It is the hero's journey of Jon Snow
and all these characters dying around him are to distract you with the fact that it's basically
John Snow.
the story about a quote-unquote...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert!
Every single person
Yeah.
that watches Game of Thrones is ahead of the producers.
That's right. Yeah. So it's the story of a farm boy, quote unquote, with a mysterious past and parentage, who then goes on a quest to get onto the Outworld to get a magic sword to come back to the kingdom to save it. And then turns out he is the rightful heir of said kingdom. It is it is like
Was it
it is like boilerplate.
Yeah.
It is boilerplate fantasy hero's journey. But then, like, because the show put boobs and death around it, like, oh, what's gonna happen? Just follow the main storyline. You'll see what happens.
But Chris, in saying that though, let me just say this. In saying that, someone who, because I'm actually currently reading Game of Thrones, the book, and it's
Finally.
fantastic. Yeah, I know. I decided to go through.
Brought to you by Audible.com, so please sign up for a
Yes,
30-day minute free
Yeah.
trial.
Wow, are you seeking funding for our podcast? Product placement.
So basically, though, you can say that because you know you've actually seen the whole journey.
Yeah,
first.
sure,
you know
sure,
the
sure.
journey, so you can look back on that and go, yes, Jon Snow. But what about someone like me, say, who's going through this without knowing
Sure,
the end
and
sort of
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
So to me, yes, I'll get misled by these
other characters.
Oh, dead. So that's why, like,
Yeah.
'cause it's-
Sure.
because
That's a fair
you
point.
know-
That is a fair
yeah,
point.
I was just saying because you know the whole story, so yes, you can look back on that and go, yep, and then you're guided by Jon Snow's character,
Yeah.
so to speak,
Yeah.
through the story because you know what happens.
Yeah.
But when you don't know what happens, you're just
Was it-
going to be, yeah.
Chris, was
trying
it
to
you that
explain
told me that the guy who plays Jon Snow got pulled over for speeding or something?
Oh, no, I saw that it was on an interview. He was in like a talk show and they asked him
Yeah.
that, and he got to pull for speeding.
And then the cop would let him go if he told
Yeah,
told him,
told him,
you know, are you coming back for the next season?
yeah. I mean, if I was him, I'd do the same thing. I mean, that's exactly what you would
Yeah.
do. Now we were talking about Spider-Man.
We were.
Yes,
we
we
were.
got,
No, I think we were done with Spider-Man. Like
Alright, we'll move on.
the Venom thing.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our
But
next.
we're still in the Disney zone. So with the Disney zone, what I heard on the radio the other day was that China had banned the new Winnie the Pooh movie.
Wow. Okay, that's random. Why did they give a
Is
reason?
that true or is that
No, it's legitimately true.
Why did they ban?
It's everywhere.
Winnie the
It was
Pooh?
everywhere.
Everybody loves Winnie
Because
the Pooh.
and I quote, this was from the article. Winnie the Pooh is seen as a symbol of resistance.
You've got to be kidding!
No,
Like you're
this is
legit joking.
Look it up.
Like,
Google it. Because I heard it and I went, no, this
What?
sounds way too.
No, I have
no,
heard.
I have to know.
I have
why.
heard that the president has often been referred to as Winnie the Pooh.
There are memes out there, like they
Because-
say he looks like Winnie the Pooh.
I don't see it myself.
I know. Probably maybe because he's round. I don't know. But they had a photo of Barack Obama and the Prime Minister of China
Yeah.
walking together, and then next to it they put a photo of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger.
Oh,
Was that the
wow.
actual? Was that the actual reason it was banned, or like? Was
I didn't look into it enough to know.
'Cause essentially,
but they you know.
Because essentially, with the Chinese film board, it could have been another reason. Because essentially, like they only allow a certain number of Western
I know
movies
that.
per year, so they might just see this one and being like, eh.
Then why make such a big fuss of it?
Because
Well, look into it. Look into it. But I guarantee you, that's
because
what
from my
they said.
understanding, from like reviewers and things, it's not a good movie anyway. Like it's not like it's,
Yeah,
It's not something I'd want to go and watch.
No, it's just like nostalgia's sake. Now, something that sparked from this whole Winnie the Pooh thing,
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of wondered what other crazy things were banned
Mm-hmm.
around the world.
cool.
So I want to see if you guys know any of
Oh
these. What
wow!
have you looked it up, Michael?
I just saw a picture. I'll check this out.
Well,
Sorry,
we can't show our
the
guests.
viewers can't see it, but I'm just showing Chris a picture.
Okay,
A picture Winnie the Pooh
yeah,
being
sure.
compared to.
compared to a leader of a country,
Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
sure.
Anyway,
That's yep. Okay. Sorry, viewers.
you
I was just
listeners.
Viewers,
and listeners.
we don't. Anyway, whatever.
Okay, these things are banned around the world. Well, these are laws in countries. Let me know if
Are they real or?
Yes,
are they,
these are legit.
so you've confirmed
I've
the
confirmed,
legitimacy.
I've
Okay.
confirmed the legitimacy.
Okay.
Okay, number one, you aren't allowed to be reincarnated without permission in Tibet.
That makes sense. They're very religious.
Buddhist monks are not allowed to be reincarnated without permission from the Chinese government.
Wow.
Now that does make sense from a whole bunch of political reasons. But that just seems like that seems like something that they can't really control, though. Like,
I know.
That seems like an unenforceable
it's
law.
under the State Religious Affairs Order Number 4.
That seems unenforceable. Like really.
Yeah, slightly.
I can see this monk dying, and then this grasshopper comes out and goes, "Look at bitch!"
Like as these monks dying, do the Chinese government have these big nets that catch souls? Like, no, you can't. Do they have their own version of the Ghostbusters? Or
I want to see that now.
That's interesting. Not surprising, but also an unenforceable law. So
it's quite unenforceable. But there's lots of
number 2, and
wait. Back onto this.
What?
So
Winnie the Pooh or the monks?
The monks. If this is a law, does that mean that they would have to have, like, because it's a law that's an enforceable law, there has to be a police department that looks after this? Is there like what is it?
Just
like the cop in the morning? Good morning, detectives. Today we've heard about an 83-year-old monk. He's about to die. Who's got Johnson and Houlihan? Are you out there today? Yep, we're out there. We've got the nets. Cool. All right, thanks, guys.
But they'd have to investigate what they would be reincarnated as. Like, was their life good enough that they would be reincarnated?
That's why they need the police department going.
So what you're saying is Chinese Sam and Dean Winchester.
No, just
working for him.
more like Chinese Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like it's
okay. You're feeling a sitcom.
Yeah, feeling a sitcom there.
Sitcom, yeah.
Actually, that's I wouldn't mind. I would watch that. I would actually enjoy
that. We wouldn't
that.
be able to make it
because we're not Chinese.
No,
but I would very much like to watch a sitcom or any, even a Law and Order style show about this police department trying to enforce this law.
Wow. You heard it here.
All right. Sorry, next one. Go on.
The next one isn't as amazing, but we may like it.
Yeah.
In Iran, mullets and ponytails are banned.
Yep, I like the law. Good law. I mean, look. You know,
ponytails.
Totalitarian's a country. You know, blah 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 blah. But fair law. Like you know.
Well, ponytails are okay, but mullets, no.
But depends. So is it ponytails on men or women? What's the
men? I'm pretty sure it's men. Like
no, good, fine.
They have a law against a lot of Western hairstyles.
Well, the mullet is a fair call.
Yeah,
and I'd even say the ponytail is pretty close to.
I really can't see an Iran man rocking
a mullet.
Yeah, no.
I don't. Again, because it's a law. I know they do that. They're the Sharia police who actually do So yeah. Look, fair enough.
It's like when we were in school, we had uniform checks.
Yeah, exactly. Hair check. Extreme hair check with the really bad punishments if you fail.
And then the military burst into this house. You have a Western hairstyle. It's just a wig. It's just a wig.
Well, then there's a wig. It's even worse. That's a whole separate case. Anyway, believable. Completely believable.
Okay. Number 3, chewing gum is not allowed in Singapore.
I've actually been to Singapore, and that is a law. And I had chewing gum with me in my pocket, and I panicked.
Well, yeah, you would because
they're quite severe, aren't they?
Because the fines are up to 100k.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now it's really funny. I've been to Singapore a few times. The first time going there, like they actually had like a pamphlet that they gave to all people flying in, going, "Hey, Australians, if you bring drugs into this country, you get killed. No little plea bargains, no nothing. We will just legit off you." And I was like, going, "Wow, yeah."
I have this vision, or this is what I have in my head.
Yeah.
The plane lands from Australia.
Yeah.
And then there's all this chewing gum stuck underneath the plane. They're not allowed to bring it in, so that
they ditch it somewhere. Yeah. No. I'm pretty sure I just threw mine in the bin. Like I'm pretty sure I was like, because I just came I flew from Korea to Singapore and I had lots of gum from Korea. Anyway, this is hypothetical gum. It is no way means an admission of guilt of any gum.
Apparently they're allowed medicinal kind of. There's like
medicinal gum. So it's nicotine gum. Okay, sure.
Denture
gum. Yeah.
Whatever.
But you'd have to chew that to get that.
But
to
I'm
work,
pretty sure you'd have to. It'd be like you'd need some card or a doctor's note,
a license.
Yeah, I mean, whilst it's a strange rule, it's a very clean country, so
It
you
is.
know I don't mind it. So cool law, no issue with that one.
People in Saudi Arabia and Pakistan are banned from celebrating Valentine's Day.
It's I don't even know why they would want to celebrate Valentine's. I didn't even want to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Well, maybe you should move to Pakistan.
I mean, it's a very commercial holiday, so I understand why it's banned. Like, I mean, it's all about selling candies, flowers, you know. Like, when you go to a restaurant, they go, we don't have the normal menu. We have the Valentine's Day menu. And you ask them, what's the difference? They say about 40% on the price.
Next one now. I don't know if you get in trouble for this if you're in Rome, Chris.
Yep.
There's two laws in Rome. One is you get fined $700 if you don't walk your dog.
I would be fine. My dog is fat, so yeah, he would absolutely be.
Your dog is a fat.
And it's illegal to keep goldfish in a glass bowl.
Wow.
So would you have to have an aquarium? Is that the
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
no, glass ball's too fancy for a goldfish. Cup.
Or here, the toilet. It's something to do with if it's round, it like messes with their heads, or I don't know.
The goldfish.
I know.
All right, look, that seems ridiculous, but if you verified this law, fair enough.
Number 6, Portugal has a government-approved list of baby names.
That does not sound believable at all.
No, it's true.
I can't believe that.
Wow.
That like strict no unisex names. Like you have to know that your baby is a boy, and you have to know that your baby is a girl.
That seems like a so where did you get this?
I went through some articles online, like they're legitimate, like proper articles.
Okay.
They're not like
Well,
IGN or.
I'm going to be like IGN and not fact check, and I'm not going to verify this. But to me, that just seems odd.
And you know what the most oddest of them all?
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Yep.
In Australia, it's technically illegal to create and share memes.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, what? The same thing when I looked up. I was like, nah, what? No.
Okay,
They're trying to
more.
work. Apparently we've got strict copyright laws or something ridiculous like that.
Yep.
But apparently they're trying to work on changing that because like no one's making money out of memes.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Wait.
Memes are just memes.
So our government is trying to monetize memes.
No. They're trying to fix it. But like, because it's like a accident. Like they didn't intentionally go.
They would have
It's
made the
illegal
law.
to make memes. It's just because of how our copyright laws are.
Yep.
It means it's illegal to.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they
we're all thinking, going, oh, the government's good. They're going to not do that. No, the government's now trying to find a way to enforce this so they can charge us $2 per meme. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
Probably, but
Yeah,
no.
maybe.
In the article I read, they said they were going to. They were working on.
Yeah. Well, it sounds to me like it was
Working
a law
on
that was
changing
put
the
in.
law to make it more enforceable so we can all be charged the $2 per meme.
It will be the spin-off to the reincarnation show.
Like, well, what's that on your phone?
It's the meme police.
The meme police.
Like, is that do you own the intellectual property of that photo that you put has bad day? No. Well, then. Those are all fairly believable, except for the Portuguese name
Baby
one.
name. Well, if you want to verify it,
that's random.
we'll look it up. But
That just, I mean,
it's weird.
there must be hundreds of thousands of names on that damn list.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
They probably add to it.
I mean, yeah, I'd like names like Khaleesi.
like the Chuck Norris jokes.
That gets added to
There's a list
every
that
time,
always
yeah.
gets added, and some of them are just so terrible.
Look, I think that
So terrible.
I think they've reached the pinnacle of that a long time ago, and
Yeah.
they should have said no more. This is the definitive list of Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah. But I think the Chuck Norris jokes are it's over now.
Oh, it's well and truly
it's
over.
well and truly over.
I don't think it. I enjoyed it when it was.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
It was funny. I enjoy all his films where he just roundhouse kicks everyone and spin kicks.
You know what I remember? One of the greatest movies. I forget what it was called, but his best mate died, and he didn't show any emotion. He's like, "I'm gonna find the killer, yeah." And then later on, someone kills his dog, and then he shows emotion.
No. You're forgetting the most greatest of all the Chuck Norris films. In this one, someone gets killed by karate, and all the cops are like, "Well, we don't know what to do. let's go down to the dojo and get the experts. And then then they go down to consult Chuck Norris because the victim has been killed by karate. I was like going, that is a very specific way. And then Chuck Norris was hunting out, talking to all his karate buddies and seeing who, and one of them turned out that, they did kill him. They've turned evil and using their karate for evil. I was like going, what?
There's some really wacko Chuck Norris movies.
But I love them all,
We should
and they're all
probably do a podcast on
fantastic.
Chuck
And
Norris.
they are all fantastic. And Walker, Texas Ranger, again, fantastic TV show.
You know the one thing about Walker Texas Ranger
Yep.
that is so funny? It's like all this gunplay, and then they get to the end, and everyone puts down their guns, and they do
And they
kung
fight,
fu.
yeah. Because essentially, kung fu is the only way to serve a real problem. It's really,
Kung Fu solves everything.
Do you know,
it ended in the early 2000s?
I did it.
I always thought it was it overlapped with MacGyver.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
thought it was parallel with MacGyver.
No, obviously,
But it wasn't.
Went on a lot
Because he was
longer.
in his mid 50s.
But think about it. There are millions of people that live in Texas, so that show always had an audience.
Oh yeah, and they had quite a budget because so many car chases, so many.
Yeah, again, Texas.
Yeah.
It's about their ranges, so they would tune. I mean, it might have been written. The government.
Chuck Norris would have driven down the road just with his hand out.
The governor might have been the governor might have actually made a police department to investigate people who didn't watch Walker Texas Ranger and be like, where were you on the night of the airing? Oh, we were just out.
That's like how in England they have, or in London, England, they have a TV tax.
Yeah.
So if you have a TV, you have to pay a certain amount of tax.
Yeah. So that funds the BBC basically.
And my friends of my brother-in-law who live over there they didn't have a TV. They just watched everything on the laptop.
Yeah.
And they've got visited. They got visited, and they're like, we don't have a TV. Suits. The Suits rocked up. They went, we've heard reports. Oh wait, no. We've had reports of you watching TV
without paying
we
for
don't
it.
have a TV.
But I mean, what's really funny about British TV is they make some really good shows. Like BBC have done wonderful things. But then they make Doctor Who.
You got to be careful. A lot of people love Doctor Who, and I respect that they love Doctor Who. I don't like Doctor Who.
Bring it. That show has this massive budget, and yet they still make the stupidest looking villains because that's how they looked like in the 70s.
Do you know what we need to do?
What?
Do we want to bring on? Because I know someone who absolutely loves Doctor Who. Do we want to bring him on and they can have a face?
Oh yes! And I will destroy that Who-y person.
Them's fighting words.
Because of all the sci-fis, it is the lowest ranked sci-fi in the sci-fi pantheon.
Because I met this friend. The first time I met him, he was wearing a Doctor Who shirt, and I went up to him and I went, "You know what? I am the only one in my family that doesn't like Doctor Who." And he said, "Well, you are the only one in your family that's not cool." And it was just funny. No, I'm keen. I'm keen for.
Look, I know that some people like Doctor Who.
A lot of people like Doctor Who.
A lot, like all the nerds.
They have a huge following.
I know, I understand.
It's a cult following, Chris.
I get it. I get that people think that it's exciting to watch a Time Lord with a remote control fights basically giant English post boxes. And I know
they're salt and pepper shakers that run around going, exterminate.
Oh, the Daleks.
Exterminate.
I understand that's what they looked like in the 70s and 60s, so they're trying to keep close to it. And I really respect that. But
budget man.
They've got the budget to do it a lot better. How about some utilizations of that?
So, well, they've expanded since the first, because the first series was filmed in one room.
Oh no! Look,
one room.
And I appreciate it for basically.
Now they're outside.
Yeah.
What is this place?
I appreciate it because essentially, it created. It's a long list. It's a really interesting show, and the birth of television and whatnot, and that's really cool.
Okay, let's in terms of Doctor Who, let's stop it there.
Yeah,
and we'll wait till we actually get
it introduced us to
because we need to have someone here who's going to defend.
Hey, okay, I'll say one nice about Doctor
who love
it introduced us to Jenna Coleman, who then later on played a fantastic Queen Victoria.
And
she's a great actress.
Also, Karen Gillan.
Okay, so
She came from there.
Okay. So 2 fairly good actresses, female actors, that came from that show, and so I'll give some respect in that regards, and that's it.
It gave us stuff.
Okay.
And that is all my respect.
We will have a podcast.
We'll have a podcast about it. Any other thoughts about anything in general?
About Doctor Who?
No. You were talking about Star Wars.
Oh yeah, so there was a fake rumor. It wasn't a fake rumor, but the rumor was not like the Spider-Man rumor that came from a fairly reliable source.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying, maybe episode 9 will be split into 2 parts.
Yeah.
Because just to end it properly. And I think, in a lot of ways, I understand why people want this to be true. Because, it'll give us actually a nice, neat trilogy rather than trying to rush a movie into like 2 hours and 20 minutes or 26 minutes. I understand why people have gone, actually, I wouldn't mind a 2-parter. But they haven't really done 2-parters in the sagas at all.
Yeah, no, it'll be the first time.
They'll do what they got to do. Disney's like, I'm always okay with money.
Look, Disney likes money. We all know that.
Yes.
And after the Solo less than stellar box office, and basically then have now since paused all other
spin-offs.
Spin-offs. Yeah. They announced then, look, we're bringing back the Clone Wars cartoons. You like those, didn't you? Look, Clone Wars, and everyone goes, yes, we did like that. Actually, thank you. They seem to obviously, we might actually get the movie we want.
Yeah.
Whether that movie's in 2 parts or not, I don't really mind. I actually myself wouldn't want it in 2 parts. And I'm the biggest. I want Luke Skywalker to have a good story arc. I want the Ghost to train Rey. I want all. Screw it. I want them to bring him back to life. I'm fine. I am in that camp, but I don't want to wait several years to have the trilogy over.
Yeah,
it's like watching your favorite dog die. You just want it to die, and you want to move on with your life. If this is the end of the Skywalker saga, let it be the end. Let us move on.
But let it be such an end, We're
quoting Lord of the Rings, then, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's quote Lord of the Rings.
What about do you think Rian Johnson still has his trilogy?
We haven't heard anything.
We haven't heard anything about it.
They announced it really. So
before it was even released.
Before the movie that they announced it, and that gave a lot of people hope. They're like, oh my god, they love the movie so much, they're giving them a trilogy, and then they went. They loved it. Oh, okay.
I will tell you this. The trailer for The Last Jedi was
amazing. It was incredible.
It was amazing.
We need to be fair to The Last Jedi. It was a visually spectacular film. Mm-hmm. The musical score. The musical score was, arguably one of my favorite musical scores in all Star Wars.
Yes.
There was a lot of really amazing set pieces.
Yeah.
There was a set piece that broke the entire lore of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And there was a few other small pacing issues.
Yeah.
But overall, again, it is a good film. But
there were good scenes.
When you're comparing it to a trilogy that needs to be succinct, it's out of sync to the trilogy.
Yeah.
If this was called Starfighters and it was in a different universe and the same story,
it'd be the most incredible movie.
You'd be like, oh my god, Rian Johnson, continue writing more of this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's Star Wars, so we got it gets held under the lens of this is a trilogy, so the 3 movies must sit together and be fairly, ideally well thought out and compact,
locked in.
Continuity.
I mean, it's. I was actually reading about this the other day. I don't know why, but
because you like Star Wars.
No, I was actually reading about Lord of the Rings,
okay.
and they had the books, so they actually had the story over there. Yeah. But they still spent 2 years in pre-production, making sure that the story was this flows perfectly. Because they spent the time and was rewarded with basically we talked about this last time, but who cares? I want to talk about it again.
Yeah.
A trilogy that is consistent throughout.
Yes, exactly right.
And did they spend the same time with The Hobbit? No, they rushed that out, and that's what happened. Anyway, but I actually, if they said to me right now, Episode 9 not coming out next year, but the year after. I'm actually all for that because that means they spent a full year in pre-production, which means they worked on everything. They went over. They've rushed it out again.
Yeah. etc.
Yeah.
One last thing, because I think we're going to wrap up soon. But the other thing about the Game of Thrones directors or some of the people getting
Yeah,
there,
so
right?
Benioff and Weiss, that's a really interesting one because essentially they actually
Is it
announced
still
their
going
next-
ahead?
Well, we don't know. So they actually, we want to know, they actually announced their next show on HBO,
Yeah.
which is going to be called Confederate, which is basically an alternate history where the Confederacy won.
Yeah, I knew about that.
interesting.
Yeah, but didn't they get off of their own Star Wars?
Yeah, because the fan backlash against a show like that in the modern political climate was so insane that they had to basically drop out of it. Even though there's like about 50 to 100, I went on audible.com, which I was very, great place for all audiobooks, excellent readers.
So everyone loves that book.
There are multiple books set around the same sort of concept where it's like going the South wins, it's all about like the Northern Rebellion, it's all about like then the North fighting back and then actually rebuilding America again. Really cool storylines about and again, same thing. Multiple books about how Nazis win and how Japan wins.
There's that show, The Man in the High
Castle.
Tower.
Yeah.
High Castle,
That's a
High
good
Tower.
show. I've watched a few
That's the
episodes
same
of
thing,
Is it-
and that's pretty successful, isn't it?
Super
Good show.
yeah.
I watched
And they're like,
episodes.
whoa, don't touch that.
But again, I guess it's a hot button topic, and if people felt so strongly about it, they vocally expressed their opinions, and you know what? To their credit, they did it the right way. They didn't attack the director and say they should never work again. They went, we just don't like this idea. And so then they announced that they're going to go to Disney to work on something Star Wars, and everyone's hope was, please, Knights of the Old Republic.
I know.
Please,
Yes.
They hinted,
Game of Thrones with swords. Game of Thrones with lightsabers. Sorry. Game of Thrones with lightsabers.
Holy yes.
They really hinted at it. though.
OMG, yes.
They did hint at it though.
That would be
that would
to
be
me that
amazing.
saves Star
Because
Wars.
because they said it was set,
Old Republic,
I think they
yes.
said it was set in a certain era, or
Again, imagine watching like the Battle of Blackwater or the Battle of the Bastards, but with lightsabers. Like,
Yes.
and then
I don't see anything wrong with that sentence. I like all of those words.
I like all those words.
I love all those YouTube videos and videos where people make modern things or do whatever with the lightsabers and
No. You watch actually. They've done it with several Game of Thrones fights where they just put lightsabers over their hand,
Chris.
and then they're like incredible lightsaber scenes.
The Mandalorian Wars.
Mandalore.
That's
yeah.
yes.
So,
Anyway.
if any trilogy gets scrapped, if they have to save one trilogy between Rian Johnson's Unknown Universe and a trilogy of Knights of the Old Republic, make it Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
It's what every
Definitely.
Star Wars fan wants
Yep.
because it's the time of the Jedi of the power versus Sith with lightsabers.
Yep.
It's not just one Jedi who's been somewhat trained versus an old man Sith. It's Sith Empire versus Jedi Knight and Order in
Yeah.
a big fight with multiple lightsabers and everything. That's what people want.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I mean, I know that like people want to say like it's all about the art and everything, but it's about money. We will pay to go see this. It's fine. Let us pay.
Let's pay our money.
Let us give you the money for the things we want.
They don't even have to release a trailer. They can just have a black poster that says Knights of the Old Republic, and then money.
They would like. That's not, I'm not going to. I don't even joke. Again, no poster, just bigger. So not even a poster. They could just like literally just have
A dude with a megaphone. Bring back the old soapboxes.
Yeah.
The guy stands on the corner. Knights of the Old Republic!
But I would just call it the Old Republic.
Yeah, the Old Republic. Yeah, but
That's
if,
what I
if
call
they announce that, no trailer, they didn't announce any actors. They just put it out there saying next year, this time, Knights of the Old Republic. They would. The amount of money they would probably make would be significant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because everyone's asking them to do it. It's not like...
And they just need the right people to do it, and I reckon the Game of Thrones people are the right people.
I believe,
most
absolutely.
definitely,
They're the right people for it.
I'd say so.
Does that mean I want to see incest in my Star Wars? Well,
No.
we already have that with Prince. We
No,
already have that.
it would be
We already-
implied.
But we already have implied incest with Luke Skywalker
No,
and Princess Leia.
that would only be if George R.R. Martin was involved.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You know,
Yes.
they just take it. You're right. That's true. Very fair point. I hope that he does get involved because that would be really.
And there'll be a lot of food scenes.
Yeah, he describes food really well.
Okay, but would you not want to just see him recreate Game of Thrones but in space?
Yeah.
I would. Even if it's the exact same storyline, no changes, just in space.
Would you compare the Red Wedding to Order 66?
Order 66.
Would you compare them?
Oh! So instead of being in a family, it's the Jedi.
Cool, yeah.
And so all the Imperial Guard would just be like...
That scene where they killed the kids.
Oh,
Is that as powerful as the Red Wedding?
It is. So, you know,
Or the beheading.
Game of Thrones in space. Let's do it. Let's just, you know.
Game of
Don't
Thrones.
even change the names of the characters. Get the same actors back.
Yeah.
Just move the entire show into space. And then label the Star Wars brand on it. Star Wars, a Game of Thrones. And just like...
But
Star Wars,
would
a Game
it
of
be
Thrones
Thrones?
story.
Yeah, because it's all... Would
it be Thrones? Or would
Yeah,
it be...
because you want to be ridden the throne of the Republic.
Yeah.
It's like, again, I would still watch that.
Songs of Sabers and Sith.
Nice. Well done.
Wow. All right.
On that note.
On that note,
Indeed.
we've been 3 Nerd Migos. Look us up on iTunes. Give us a like on Facebook.
All that stuff.
All the good stuff.
And we'll catch you next time. Maybe with a... What do you call it? A Doctor Who defender.
A Doctor Who
and
debate.
I will destroy him. Like he...
We might have to sign a waiver.
challenge. The gauntlet has been thrown.
We are not responsible for any trauma that Chris will have.
I think we should have a recording of Chris just going, I am, or some kind of disclaimer for Chris to read out.
Doctor Who not only is bad sci-fi, it is
We're
bad
sorry.
storytelling.
Oh! Wow. I think we just lost half our viewership.
To be continued.
To be continued.
See you next time, guys.
See ya. Peace.
Doctor Who's okay.